Chef Tanya Holland is here. She's on the advisory board for GlobalSF Women Initiative. She's known globally for her California soul food and is the executive chef and owner of Brown Sugar Kitchen, so BSK everyone. She is also the author of Brown Sugar Kitchen Cookbook and New Soul Cooking. There's another book coming out as well. She was the host and soul food expert on the television show Melting Pot and competed on the 15th season of Top Chef, and now has a cooking show on Oprah's TV network. She is a culinary ambassador, and we can attest to this because she represented the San Francisco Bay Area with GlobalSF in Singapore and Hong Kong on the GlobalSF Future of Food Tour in 2019. She has a BA in Russian language and literature from UVA, as well as formal culinary training from La Varenne École de Cuisine in Burgundy, France. She's also someone who gives back. So she supports Meals on Wheels and multiple social impact initiatives in the San Francisco Bay Area. So thank you so much, Tanya.
Sure. Well, I made my savory bread pudding. I have a slice in front of me. I hope you guys do. And I love this recipe because, you know, one of the first sort of core, I guess, dishes I learned how to make in France was a custard for a quiche or a bread pudding. They're interchangeable depending on whether or not you add salt or sugar, and they're very versatile, and it's a good way to use up leftovers. I'm definitely a fan of no waste kitchens. And so we can use our day-old bread and extra vegetables and create a nice, you know, dish for, a lot of times it's for staff. Sometimes we'll put something on the menu as a side dish. And I love good eggs. I've been a client of theirs, and I'm confident that they're sourcing the best ingredients possible, which is why I was really looking forward to this collaboration. Of course, excited to do more work with GlobalSF and learn about Chef Yuha and what he's doing, and you know, it's just what I live for. Sure. I opened Brown Sugar Kitchen in 2008 in the West Oakland neighborhood of Oakland, and then I moved in 2019 to the Uptown neighborhood, and I'm sitting in the space right now. You know, unfortunately, we are not serving in or out right now. We're doing takeout. But I really, when I moved to California and I had the opportunity to open this restaurant, I wanted to take what people thought of as soul food to a different level, to really embrace the California mission and the ingredients, and also the mission in terms of sustainability and local sourcing, and getting to know your producers and your vendors and your farmers. We're so fortunate that we have, you know, producers and vendors that are just, you know, down the highway or even closer sometimes. And that's been really enriching for me, and really shaped how I have created my menu. Also, Oakland is a very diverse community, which is something I've always valued. And so I really have been working on making sure that the space stays that way. It's always been my vision to be diverse and inclusive, and I love other cultures. And I'm really excited about my next project, Town Fair, at the Oakland Museum of California, because it will be a little bit of, I'll be able to extend and show my repertoire of cooking, and not just cooking soul food, because I want to represent the entire community of Oakland through the menu. And but I think, you know, California Soul it's a working title of my next book, and I think California Soul is definitely here to stay. Well, I think the chefs really have to lead the charge on menu change, because, you know, people are going to eat what we serve and what we purchase, and we have so much purchasing power as a whole. And, you know, it's clear that we are taking a toll on our environment. So a lot of my colleagues are creating menus that are more vegetable forward and less protein forward, because the protein production is, you know, really contributing a lot to global warming and environmental issues. So, you know, that's something that I have planned with Town Fair. It's going to be a plant forward menu. And so I'm really excited for that too. And I think again that you can make really, really tasty food without having meat products. And we have to all really think about what we're, taking from the environment, what we're contributing to the healing of the earth, if you will. I think it's really important. Sure. I'm really excited about just finishing up recording the second season of my podcast, Tanya's Table. And it's a great platform for me to really demonstrate how important diversity is to me, and how I just like to talk to different people of different backgrounds and learn from them. The lineup in the first season was chefs and restaurateurs and cookbook authors, Danny Meyer, Alice Waters, Samin Nasrat, all the way to R&B singers like Lettucey and Guapale, who are local, Questlove, who's a musician, Bassem Youssef, who is an Egyptian comedian, who's also a real proponent of vegan and plant-forward eating. So I learned a lot from him. And this season, I'm going to have basketball player Festus Ezeli, who used to play for the Warriors, Bonnie Raitt, Lars Ulrich, so local Bay Area musicians who are legends, as well as Erica Huggins, who was a Black Panther, who actually was very prominent implementing the school breakfasts and lunches with the Black Panthers. So just like diverse, we can't travel. And, I had in mind to take this show on the road, and hopefully I can, if we make it to Japan, or when we make it to Japan, I can bring my equipment and we could do a podcast from there and from Hawaii. I would love that. And, as you said, the show Tanya's Kitchen Table on the OWN network, the season has 3 more episodes to air, and then hopefully we'll get another season. And I'm just continuing to try to be impactful in this industry. I've been voted onto the board of trustees of the James Beard Foundation. I will be the incoming chair of the awards, which is really exciting. So again, a great opportunity to not only impact how people are recognized, but also how chefs lead and our policies. There's a lot of policy and advocacy work that the Beard Foundation does for sustainability, for feeding children, for the Childhood Nutrition Act. And I stay busy, but it's all part of the big picture, and always have plenty of time to learn and travel and to eat. Yeah, absolutely. So, again, there's so much that we have at our fingertips here in the Bay, and, we have actually more available to us in the seasons than other places. I wanted to take advantage of what's around, though. Fall and winter squash. I have some mustard greens in here. I always like thyme is one of my favorite herbs, mushrooms. So this is a nice sort of fall flavors. Always the onions and the peppers are kind of brings in my Southern and Creole roots. And then it just with some good bread and good eggs. Carrie's Acme, which is one of my favorite local bakeries, and fresh eggs and fresh milk. And again, it's really simple. It's not an expensive dish. It's a great family dish. It's a great dish to share. It could be a side dish, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And I'm a big fan of that kind of versatility. And I love that Good Eggs gives you this window of time that they're going to arrive, and they really hold to it. Their delivery people are always really polite and conscientious, and they take their boxes back. So they're really concerned with waste and recycling, and that's important to me too. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot of pressure. It's really hard to retrain people and to change people's minds. People want what they want, especially during this time. People want comfort. They want what they know. This is what I'm finding. But I think if you slowly introduce new ingredients, I've made several dishes with impossible meats, and they taste delicious. People responding to that. We worked with some of those kind of products when we were in Hong Kong. The this sustainable seafood product. And the more I talk about it and the more I introduce to, my guests, my customers, the more open they are to it. But I am finding more and more people are really choosing to be vegan and vegetarian at least a few days a week. So that's really inspiring me and informing me on what I should do as far as creating new dishes for the menu. And I just it's just a little bit at a time. Unfortunately, it got away from us. It's a big problem to tackle. But like I said, the more we talk about it and the more we take some steps forward, is that's what we can do. Want me to go first?
Sure.
I say put it everywhere and everything. Actually, worked for a chef who, on the bottom of his the guest tickets, it always said "Life is nothing without garlic," and I have to agree. My favorite use of it is roasting it, slow roasting it. So you just squeeze it out of the cloves like a paste, and I use it to thicken sauces. It's one of those ingredients that I put in my dishes and nobody can quite put their finger on it. I put it in my gumbo. And I know that my mother and my grandmother did not use roasted garlic in their gumbo, but to me, it just adds this depth of flavor and a little hint of sweetness. The garlic gets kind of sweet when it's roasted, that I really enjoy. And we use tons of garlic and everything. Actually, I don't know if, there are some people that have an allergy to it and they're always asking, are there any dishes without garlic? Some of our side dishes are without garlic, but I really think that it adds so much flavor, and we're so lucky to just have an abundance of it here.
Right.
Hi there, thanks for joining me in this wonderful event. It's a partnership with Good Eggs and GlobalSF, and I'm going to show you how to make my savory bread pudding. One of my favorite easy use up the leftovers dish. I love this dish because anything you have in your refrigerator really works. And I like to keep it vegetarian because I have a lot of vegetarian customers and staff, and sometimes it's nice to have a meatless night. I've got these beautiful mustard greens from Good Eggs that I'm prepping, just taking them off the stem. Amazing fall squash and bell peppers, mushrooms, my chicken stocks, eggs, and milk for my custard. If you don't have any leftover bread, you can plan ahead and get a baguette, have part for lunch, and then use the rest. Or there's some great products on Good Eggs of pre-baked bread that works really well. So you cube your bread up, you make your custard with your milk and eggs. Got some beautiful cheese selections here of a natural white cheddar and Gruyere from Switzerland. Salt and pepper, and that's it. It's really simple. The hardest part is waiting for it to bake. So you can dig in. But that only takes about 40 minutes. And I'm going to show you, I have one ready. Ooh, look at that.